Hey guys, and welcome back to a brand new video. We're looking at the AP Top 25 for Week 2. Let's talk about it. Now, we are a few days a little bit behind schedule with this. I saw this when it came out, had some opinions on it, so I thought I might want to go ahead and share them and give you guys a platform down in the comments to comment on how you think this should have shooken out. Not a whole lot of crazy things in this top 25. There are a couple things we need to talk about, but Georgia, Ohio State, Texas, Bama, perfectly fine with that top 4. It's probably exactly how I would have it. I know I called for Oregon to go to 4 from 3 to 4, that is, in my video, but realistically, I actually would have thrown them at 7 as well, so I just didn't want to call for something drastic, but apparently the AP voters agreed with my sentiment that I had in my head. Notre Dame at 5, I think is a little... I wouldn't have put them above Ole Miss. They had a great performance, but did you see Ole Miss's performance? I know they didn't play anybody crazy, but I don't know. I probably would have flipped Notre Dame, Ole Miss there. Nothing too crazy. I can't be too upset with just a 1 rank difference here. Penn State at 8, that's fine with me. I think it was great to see Drew Aller throw some more passes and kind of get him more involved in the passing game rather than just being a glorified game manager. So that was nice to see. Missouri at 9, no problem there. I think that's great. I think that Michigan dropping is good. I think I should have, well, I say I should have like I am a voter, but I think they probably should have fallen probably be where Miami's at and then bump Utah and Miami up a spot. I think that's probably where I would have been. Utah looked great. Didn't play really anybody, but we'll see how that goes when they play Oklahoma State here in a few weeks. Miami at 12, perfectly fine with that. I think the 7 spot jump is warranted. You can make a case for them being top 10, honestly. I'm not going to say that Miami is back just yet. Need to play a few more high-profile games, and we'll see how that goes. But Cam Ward looked great. I think the ACC is theirs to lose, and they should be in the playoff. And I predicted them to be in the playoff, so I would be very happy if that came true. USC at 13, moving up 10 spots is a little insane to me. I don't think their victory over LSU warranted that type of jump. It was great. It was a really good victory. It's really great to see that defense kind of come into its own, which is actually really ironic between LSU and USC. I saw a meme on Twitter, or X, if you want to call it that, where Caleb Williams and Jaden Daniels shaking hands saying that their defenses got better the second they left, which is really unfortunate for them. But I would have jumped USC as well, but nothing like this. Not 10. I was thinking maybe 5 to 7 spots. Tennessee at 14, only moving up 1's kind of wild to me. I think their performance was great, and I think they have a lot of promise. Not really sure where I would have put them, but we will have plenty of time to see with the SEC schedule of theirs what they're made of. Oklahoma at 15, no problem. Oklahoma State at 16, fine by me. They had a great performance against South Dakota State. Don't really have much else to say about that. I think Ollie Gordon could have been a little bit more impressive against that team. So we'll see how that goes moving forward. Kansas State up 1, fine by me once again. These two teams, Oklahoma State, K-State, play each other, I think, in week 4 or 5. So that will kind of sort itself out, especially with the Utah up there as well. LSU at 18, moving down 5. I'm not really sure if I would have moved them down that far. I think I just would have had them placed behind USC wherever that fell. I think this was a game that was really good, and it was one of those situations where someone had to lose. And that's unfortunate. I think that's what we're going to see whenever we get into more SEC play and Big Ten play, where, for example, Ohio State, Oregon, or Bama, Georgia go at it, where a loss probably won't drop you that far, like maybe 1 or 2 spots, because someone had to lose. And I think that's what situation happened here. I think a 5 drop is not very, very good for them. Kansas at 19, up 3. Would I have moved them up 3? I don't know, but we'll see with Illinois. Illinois is kind of I'm not going to say they're sneaky good, but they're a little scrappy, and that was proven last year, and their quarterback, Luke Altmaier's back. So we'll see how this kind of shakes up here. I expect Kansas to win, even though it's at Illinois. And we'll see how that offense kind of starts firing and see if their players can stay healthy. Arizona up 1, a little bit of a struggle there. New Mexico is strangely scrappy. And that's a really big shock because I think a lot of people came into the season thinking they were not going to be very good. I think you can beg the question: is Arizona bad? Question mark. I don't think so. I think they just need to get a groove going. But 20, fine with it. Iowa at 21, fine with it. Never thought I'd say that. I'm a big Iowa hater. If you guys need to know anything about me, but the offense looked good. We'll get to see that against Iowa State, and I'm expecting Iowa State to put up a really good fight here. And if I had to make a prediction right now, I'm taking Iowa State to win. I know some people might think that's a little controversial, but we'll see how that goes moving forward. Louisville at 22, fine with it. Decent performance. Maybe not that high, in my opinion. I don't know. Georgia Tech 23. I am fine with Georgia Tech being 23. My issue is with the next two teams. NC State being at 24. Listen, they're going to be a team that's going to be in a lot of these ACC games, and they might even win a ton of them just due to the nature of the conference this year. But I was expecting more from them, and we just didn't get that. So we'll have to wait and see. A lot of these are going to be wait and sees for these teams. There's a few teams we already know what they are, but NC State's one of them we don't know. And I saw some concern there, and I personally wouldn't have had them ranked. Here is my biggest issue with this list, and it's strange that it comes at 25, and it's Clemson. And half of it is the fact that Clemson looked completely awful against Georgia, but Georgia does that. That's everyone's defense, is that Georgia can make a team look like this. The question that I want to pose to you guys, does Clemson have a top 25 roster? And I'm willing to bet they don't. Am I saying they have the 60th best roster in the country? No. I would put money on them having a top 30, top 35 offense, defense, whatever, combined, an average total of that. But I didn't like what I saw. I expected a little bit more from the team, and what we got at halftime was about what I kind of expected, a 6-0 game with Georgia pulling ahead a little bit at the end. Only difference is they pulled ahead a lot. But you look at these teams receiving votes. Texas A&M, I'm sorry, I didn't like what I saw from Texas A&M. I don't think they're the 26th best team in the country. Here's what I would have had at 25. I would have had Boston College at 25. And the reason for that is because their performance against Florida State. I arguably think that they had a better performance than Georgia Tech did. Not going to place them above Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech gets the benefit of playing an additional game. They are 2-0. The same way Florida State is 0-2, and they haven't even received a vote down here, which is good, because if someone gave them a vote, I would have lost my mind. And moving on to the rest of the list, all these other receiving votes, I'm perfectly fine with. Boise State, Iowa State, Memphis, Nebraska, SMU, totally fine with it. Liberty, Vanderbilt even. Vanderbilt looked kind of decent. Wisconsin, a little iffy on that. Auburn looked good. Tulane looked good. North Carolina, they won, but at what cost? UTSA, Appalachian State, Kentucky, West Virginia, Arkansas. Arkansas's a wild one. I don't know who voted that. UNLV, good. I was expecting more votes for them. And once again, that one lonesome Colorado vote at 25, I assume that's where that fell. I don't know what voter did that. I'm not going to go through that long list and find it. But that is ultimate glazing. And just because you beat North Dakota State, which is a good team, does not warrant you a vote here. I don't even know. I have to count the amount of receiving votes here. Colorado is not that good to be placed right there, and we're going to find that out the rest of the season. They're going to win a couple games. I'm not saying they're not, but that's not where they belong. Anyways, that is my opinion on this list. Let me know what you think down below, and expect a video here in the upcoming days about Clemson and Dabo Swinney. I'll see you guys in the next one.